Hey, I'm Midnight Alpha Free Coaching. If you want free coaching, all you should do is go to your match history, click on a match you like. Ideally, it's ranked, so everyone's playing their heart out. You copy the match ID, you paste in the comments, you say, I'm on Mirage, my Steam name is Midnight, whatever, so I can identify you, and I'll get a video out in a couple days. I'll reply to your comment with like an @ or some kind of comment so you get a notification, and I'll let you know I uploaded it. Okay, today we are reviewing an Archon 7s. This is a pocket 7s lane into Infernus Bebop. This 7s that he's just been on a losing streak recently and really wants to find a way to break it. So hopefully we can help. Obviously against Infernus is going to have a lot of poke, especially in this pocket with this negative spear resist. You have to be very afraid of Bebop poke with Infernus. I mean, obviously Bebop poke is dangerous in general, but with Infernus it's a very strong synergy. So yeah. I would say generally we just want to be more passive in this lane, although, I mean, your pocket goes for something a little aggressive. I mean, I guess there's no point in talking the pocket's gameplay. Okay, let's see, we go for poke, yeah. Kitty minions, that's good. I mean, a minor thing, you see your pocket for that melee, you don't have to steal it, but I mean, I can steal that too. That's, I mean, another kind of, I mean, this will just kind of come with time, but when you're getting shot, you want to like kind of imbue it in your brain to be a reaction to just like dash to the nearest cover. Instead of walking, you would just take less damage, maybe not get afterburned, which would just do, it would help a lot. But that's, I mean, that'll just kind of come with time. But if you ever have a chance where you're like being shot or you like kind of panicking a little, just like try to get to cover, dash to cover. The minor thing, that's a good stun. Obviously, we can tell that this, because of that roll up, this Bebop has definitely leveled bomb first. He would not be playing like a psychopath like that unless he wanted to put a bomb on you. It's a good stun. Let's say we drop back. That's the right call here. Looks like your pocket's going in though. I mean, Infernus is keeping the ignite on you, which is unfortunate. So, sorry, I'm pausing a lot. I know that noise is a little infuriating. Unfortunately, like, I mean, this might get you. I think the pocket just saw the stun on the Bebop and wanted to go for him. And you drawing back might, I mean, he might start like flaming the fuck out of you on mic. Like, but this is the right call. I 100% think you need to be passive here. Especially, I mean, he's pushing into the Bebop, like, who has bomb up, and they have an Infernus. Like, this is just not. Yeah, you made the right play by playing back. Does he? Oh, Infernus had to. He actually lives. That's okay. I mean, that's great. He managed to live, so you're in a good spot. Well, maybe not the best spot, but you know, it's a negative trade, but we get those. Just you take, yeah, take that. Oh, okay. He's pretty pokey. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I've this minions like that too. Sorry, my throat's getting a little foggy. Right there, I mean, I would say the one thing is after you push wave, there's no real reason to be staying this far because you've killed every minion in this wave. Like the only, especially against Bebop, you're kind of like in danger of a hook. I would say just immediately after you kill the wave, it's good to just like back up at this point because you're not really. I mean, you could look for denies, but since you don't have a single minion left, your minions are gonna push up here. And like with how low your pocket is, there's no shot you're gonna have like enough pressure to be on bridge denying. So I think you're just right there. It's just like a little awareness of like your teammate's health and just back immediately. But again, minor thing will come with time. Nothing too like big so far. I was coaching the pockets gameplay. There'd be other things to say, but for you, you're playing pretty well. This is also just kind of, you know, one of the things of this ranked queue right now. Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, you had your stun, you might have been able to walk. I mean, he's an Infernus sprinting. You could have tried to stun him, but I doubt you would have gotten it. It's unfortunate that this pocket is such an aggressive player. The one thing I would say, again, sorry I'm hyperbolizing. This is one of my first coaching sessions. I'm getting a little used to it and how to like do this well. And also this back button skip puts me forward in the VOD about 20 minutes, and this one puts me back about 2 minutes. So it's a little glitch. So we're working with what we have. But I would say one thing to identify is I like to play dual lane a lot. And one thing I think is really important is just identifying like, hey, I'm with a super aggressive player. Like this guy is aggressive, like to a fault. But you're not in like what's the Eternus? You're not in Eternus right now. So like perfect play, no one's gonna be playing that good or that perfect. So yes, ideally you're playing this lane passive, ideally you're playing safe, ideally you're just a 7s who wants to farm. But because you're, I would say below, I don't know, this is arbitrary right now, but below Oracle, especially when you really want to improve, like limit testing is never a bad thing. And just taking like fights, I mean like kind of having a little bit of an ego of just being like, hey, I will win this, like just kind of going for fights. And generally what I'm trying to work to is, since this pocket is very aggressive right now, I would just kind of make a mental note of, yes, ideally we play passive. You do want to play passive on this wave since they're about to have an ability on you. At like, what was it, 1,200 they get their third ability, and you guys are pretty far down. But since you're with an aggressive player, I would kind of be mirroring his aggression, even though it's maybe not ideal. And if you don't want to do this, I understand. You'll probably lose more games if you play like this, but I think you'll improve faster as a player if you play aggressive, especially when you have an aggressive teammate, even if it's not necessarily ideal until you hit like, I don't know, Oracle, like maybe. I would say or Phantom. Honestly, you could limit. It's not a bad thing to limit test until you're like a turn at 6, right? But that's obviously you're going to find your own line, which I would say the line I kind of drew for myself or draw in general is like Oracle, where you kind of want to tone down like the limit testiness and where it gets less rewarding to just kind of perma limit test, because you're kind of at the point where players are getting pretty good at punishing that type of thing. See, I mean, we see Infernus jumping up. I don't mind not seeing the Infernus there, but I would say going for the double melee is pretty greedy. A lot of players, including myself, will melee like we'll just want to get that secure with the melee and we'll end up taking a lot of damage. But especially, which I mean, it can be argued. Normally it's not worth it, but especially for that first melee, like you didn't need to hit the first melee into the second one. You just take a lot of poke from this guy. I would recommend pretty much, unless you're like winning a lane or in a dominant position, just shoot the minion until if you want to go for the melee last hit, go with melee last hit, but don't double melee him or you're just going to get like take this poke. Also, the positioning here, like I don't mind positioning behind this, but our pocket's pretty far back and pretty low, so we are in like a dangerous position. I almost think, I mean, I guess he's pretty close, but I think just with his health, it might be a little better to play like back at this line kind of with him, or even back at shop. I mean, obviously you want to get the farm, but like kind of back here isn't bad just because we know they have Bebop, who probably has like hook bomb. And if you positioning here and your pocket so far back, like you get hooked, you're pretty dead. Also, Bebop's are kind of psychopaths, so who knows? Might do some weird shit. Let's see. You take that's a lot of damage. Yeah, he does some weird shit. You live. That's fine. I mean, I honestly think he took more damage to, or like getting that bomb on you than you took from bomb. I don't mind you pathing into pocket there. I think if you don't pass into pocket, you die. So it's like whatever. I mean, you get more stacks, but you kept your life, which is better. What the fuck was that case from this pocket? Then he gets hooked by not coaching his gameplay. Yeah, you're walking back. Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, good to go for denies there. Normally I would try to melee denies, but I think there it's good to shoot them because if you go up, you know, you're very low. It's just dangerous. This reset, yeah, I mean, pocket's dead. This is a good reset. I accidentally skipped to this part in the VOD and actually thought this I was gonna like tell you this reset was bad because of your souls, but seeing that pocket just died, I think this is a good reset. Normally I would say, I mean, you're buying extra regen's good. Basic mag, I hate that it actually pauses in replay. Someone buying basic mag, I mean, I think this is fine. The one thing I would say, I mean, your pocket's aggressive. Yeah, this is good. This is good. The one thing I'd say is if you had a passive pocket, you might want to just get double defensive items. Like, I don't know if you buy restorative shot on 7, but like extra regen, extra health, extra regen, restorative shot, something like that. But since you're with an aggressive pocket, I don't mind getting like kind of a hybrid. I think this is kind of perfect. If you do this because you're following your build, that's good. If you made the conscious decision that you wanted one kind of regen item with your like normal build or your aggressive item, that is like very good and very good for your elo. Let's see, I mean, yeah, we're killing this. You do kind of have a habit of shooting the minions your pocket's trying to melee. It's not like that major, but I would maybe take a note of like, if your teammate's going for a melee, it's kind of better to just like, you know, let them hit it. This is a good punish. You just, yeah, perfect. I wouldn't, honestly, I don't even think you have to stop at bridge. I think you just keep running at him. Yeah, you did a lot to him. Furnace is low, yeah. I mean, I don't think it would have added that much, but I think if you had like, the second you get that, and I think if instead of staying here, you kind of like jumped at him and pushed forward, I think it's good, honestly. Because he's like at such a negative position, you have your pocket supporting you. Wouldn't have mattered like that much extra damage, but it is a little extra damage and a little extra aggression. That would be nice, because even if Infernus comes, he's in a 2v1 with how low his Bebop is. I mean, yeah, I don't mind this. I don't think you're going to get either of them with how low they are. But if they were, oh, never mind. He is here, so we will see. Exactly what I was going to say is I think if he is here, with your stun up, you do stand a decent chance of killing him. So let's see if you do. I actually kind of like this. The one thing is, Bebop hook into Walker is scary. So, I mean, if you play near this wall, it's great. Especially if your pocket gives you a little support, but I don't know if he will. Let's see. Oh, Infernus is walking in. Get him. Go for the stun. Going this way, yeah, I mean, he's not out at this point. Great job. Honestly, great. Very minor thing I would say is it is, I mean, it is very tempting to secure a soul with a melee, to secure a kill with a melee. Especially a light melee because it's pretty hard. But like if I'm the Infernus there, I mean I guess I'm the Infernus, I pop this way. But if I'm the Infernus there, if you're like at 1 HP, and this is also applies to you, if you are Infernus, like your 7's at 1 HP with the Infernus, like the only way you possibly live here at this, like in this position with the 7's, full HP 7's, and your 1 HP, your VWAP is far, is by just parrying and praying they melee. So the one thing about quick meleeing him here is like you have him dead to rights. He has no dash. He has nothing. He's like 1 HP. You shoot him twice. The one thing is, although it's unlikely, probably like a 5% chance he parries, maybe even lower at this elo, it is the one way you don't secure the kill. So I would say just be careful securing kills with melees unless you're like also 1 HP and just absolutely need to. Minor thing, because also, I mean, I'm impressed. Like it's good to be using your melees. A lot of people kind of like sleep on it. At this, I mean, I guess I haven't coached too many at this elo, so it's kind of, maybe I'm incorrect. Okay, so you kill Infernus and then go for this wave. Normally I'd say when you have a wave under, it's good to farm, especially as a 7, but since you got the Infernus pick, I do think it's good to go for this. Maybe, I would say minor note is, like, maybe focus a little more on the denies after you throw your ball, because, yeah, Bebop is, I guess he's a little far back, but he could be a little further up, and he could have, you know, a few denies there, kind of hurts the economy. So yeah, you're backing off now. I mean, I get walking up with you, because your bog is playing pretty aggressive there. The correct play is to walk away what you're doing now, and then right now, I mean, what I'd like to see you do is buy and then take this small camp. Because right now you kind of have a window where your wave's in, and this is just a perfect window. You can box farm, you can do camps. Box farming is, they nerfed it a bit in the most recent patch, but it's still good. The route I like when I'm in this lane is you come down, you slide clear these boxes, you walk in here, you melee these two, melee this one, walk back. It's a smaller route, pretty simple. There's also a decent one where you come in here, you get this urn, you come in here, you grab these 3, and then there's a couple there's a couple in there. You walk around. Sorry, I should follow my cam. You walk around, you grab these 2, come back here, this one, and then come back. This is a longer one, though. I will say this is a significantly longer one. Then you grab these 2, or you can grab this one on your way back, or these 2 if you didn't grab this one when you grab the urn. It kind of just depends where you start from. So those are 2, like, kind of, you know, decent box routes. I normally stick to this one, especially early, because this one's longer, and I also like to do this one if I'm thinking of ganking. I don't know what color lane this would be in the situation. I hope they add colors to lane VODs, because it's kind of annoying. Because it's kind of annoying to not know, like, what color it is. But if I'm thinking of ganking this solo lane, I'll tend to do that box route a lot, although I might skip this urn and just come grab these 3, and then, like, run in here, grab these 2, and then kind of, like, break this, and then, like, hey, if I don't want to gank, I just come back. Sometimes I'll farm this camp and then grab these 2, come back to lane, right? But ideally right now, since you have wave in, like, you're not going to lose any creeps for this. Like, I mean, they could freeze, but in Archon, like, I highly doubt you're going to see a freeze. Also, I mean, we see people attacking this wave. I would never anticipate a freeze of this elo. I don't even, I'm Phantom right now, and I don't even, like, anticipate freezes, because people just so rarely know how to do it. I would say the best play here is just to walk here, orb the creeps and farm them, or you could do box run if you want to, but as a pretty farm based character, it is better to do creeps. So let's see what you do. Looks like, oh, we're doing a box run. Yeah, we could, yeah, I mean, you might not another route, but it would be good to go a little deeper. Oh, perfect, we're going for creeps. Yeah, this is good. I hate, okay, this is a pet peeve moment. I hate this shit. When you go to farm, like, you are making the correct play here, and then you're, like, because, I mean, like I said, I like to play duo lane. Your stupid-ass duo comes, and he, like, starts pushing wave and forces you to lose souls. Also, he might die, because Bebop could hook him, but this is 100% the right play. You farm this, you get that urn, that's good. You're farming it, yeah. One thing is you can, to be fair, I don't play much 7s, but I know early this is better than later. I don't think you ever use this later. But if you stand, let's go back a little. If you stand right, it did not skip to the right place in the VOD. Sorry, technical difficulties. I really wish they'd fix their VOD system, especially for me trying to do this, but I'm sure it will mature over time. We were what, like here? We're definitely not. I have no idea where we were. Oh, no, this is the Infernus skill, so it must have been. Okay, perfect. I made it there. Sorry about that. You can stand like right here, kind of in this. Like, you throw your ball down right here. You stand here, and you can hit a double melee on them. For this camp, these two, there's a lot of camps you can double melee, but especially these two. Like if you get this one in your ball too, also, I mean, obviously that's just like ball positioning. Oh, that's an unfortunate hook. You get punched back, you're rolling forward, you go for your stun. Yeah, that's an unfortunate death. I can't use the back buttons, I forgot. Let me see how preventable it is. It just seems kind of unfortunate. Farming, so I would keep watching this farming. Get the minion, yeah, that's good. He's here. You go, honestly, yeah, that sucks. That's unfortunate. I would die to that too, especially because you're trying to go for the sign or for the minions. I guess, I mean, in future, I guess just try to make a note when you're playing against Bebops and just path more safely. I do think, yeah, it definitely is the play to just path a little more safely to prevent that, but honestly, 100%, I would die the exact same way 100% of the time. Like, I would always path out this way and get hooked by that. So that is just really unfortunate. You hit back. I mean, yeah, you go for your stun. I don't think you could live. Only thing I would do differently is when I'm pathing up, I would kind of path here to try to get behind this wall. But it just keeps you alive like an extra 1 second or two. It's not like, it's just in case your pocket can do anything if there's someone else coming, right? It's not going to keep you alive, but it's just like a little couple extra seconds. So it wouldn't have mattered, but small thing. Okay, so we're coming back. I think we are pre 5 minutes. Honestly, I think when we see them kind of diving our pocket here, I would say we should use our boost. The second we respawn, here, I would say we see them positioning pretty aggressively, and then right here, we see the Bebop like walk up. We should be staring at minimap right now, right? Because we're going back to base. Like, what else are you gonna do but just be staring at minimap right now? And I would say it's also when you're dead. I mean, you can spectate or stare at minimap. And I would say right now we see that they're kind of diving in our pocket. Immediately right now we want to boost. It is not bad to just boost, like, I mean, back to lane, even if it's only like, 60% of the way. Like, it is not bad to boost if you see a dive or an area that is very killable. So using our boost in lane would be very beneficial here. We might get them anyway, but it would just like get you so much more help on this pocket. Let's see, we go in. I don't overchase here. That's one thing. You walk back perfect. This is perfectly played. You're getting a damage, you're respecting, you're not. I know a lot of players who would have pushed further and then died to him. Or died to the Infernus or pocket. Or not pocket, fucking Bebop. Let's see. It's fine. I mean, you could go for that deny. Oh, that's unfortunate. That one's a little more preventable, I would say. You kind of see him walking up. That's a reaction thing. And then he just, oh, do you live? Oh, you live. Okay. A little rough with the movement, but hey, that'll come with time. Reset. Yeah, this is a fine reset. But I mean, I think the reset's fine. Use boost now. I will say you can use boost to go both ways. So if you are planning to boost, you should just boost your way back, buy your stuff, hop back on zipline, and then you'll still have boost to get back to lane. You probably know that, but just if you're going to plan to boost back anyway, it is great to just use your boost both ways, and that does make that reset better. You did forget. Maybe you could be saving for 1.2 item. If you're saving for 1.2 item, that's good play. If you forgot to buy, just, always, never forget to, always check shop when you're resetting. We'll see what you get next to see if that was intentional or not. Getting poked a lot by this Bebop. I like positioning back here. What the fuck is that pocket doing? Oh, he actually gets one. He tanks the bomb. Oh. There. I mean, if he calmed he's going in, that's your bad for not being with him, but I don't know, I guess, yeah. That's unfortunate. I mean, I think, yeah, that one's pretty obvious. You just, and I'm sure you just gotta be a little deeper not to get hit by the tower while you're ulting. Not much more than that. I mean, like I said, if the pocket calmed he was gonna go in, yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's your bad. That's not anything I have to really coach you on. If the pocket was like, hey, I'm going in, and you were a bit slow to react, I would say that's bad. But I mean, I play duo a lot, and I've been in your position a lot. I'm sure you just saw him doing that and then had to go in. And he TP. Oh my god, he really loves TPing, right? Or ending his briefcase right before bomb was about to end, so he gets hit by it. Okay, and you're back. But yeah, that was good. A little late reaction, like I said, but I mean, I'm sure he just didn't communicate that he was going in, and I would have been the same pace. You're pushing wave a little, you're going to farm. Yeah, I like this. I would say normally this isn't great because of lane state, but because your pocket is reset, I would say this is really good. I like this from you. Queuing, yeah. Or not queuing. Balling, shooting him, yeah. Again, minor thing, but if you're planning to get these boxes, that's good to walk here. But if you're just planning to go back to lane, just stay at this doorway. Honestly, like there's no real reason to walk up. It's like I mean, it's like a second you lose, but it is the minor things. Amount of pocket gets hooked again. This Bebop seems like he's hitting a lot. It is. I do really hate landing into good Bebops. He buys healing right. He pumps healing right. Also pretty healthy, but I mean, I guess we already had it. Decent. Oh, you did buy you want Enchanter's Barrier. Yeah, I like the Enchanter's Barrier buy here a lot, actually. I don't know. I might start having people like put their builds in when I review them, because it would help to know like when you're deviating from your build versus when you're following it, but I know it's also a pain to like get the build ID and stuff, so I don't know. But I think like if this was your build, this is good, but if you made the choice like because you're into Bebop and Furnace and you chose to get Enchanter's Barrier, this is great. I would also say Reactive Barrier is also pretty good in the situation. Just to deal with Bebop Hook. I mean, and then, obviously it's also very good auto laning against Haze, Sleep, and Grey Talon Tether, although normally if you get hit by Grey Talon Tether, it doesn't matter what you have, you're gonna die. In this, when he's like in the state he's in right now. But I would say, great buy. Also, Reactive Barrier, Bebop specifically, is very, very strong against Bebop, especially if you feel like he's hitting a lot of hooks that are just kind of fucking you up. So a little thing is like maybe, I mean, even if the farm is there, maybe just like if your wave is crashing, even though you're a 7s, like if you were to farm the entire game, just do creep camps and never go to a wave, but say creep camps infinitely respawn or whatever, you're gonna lose souls. Souls per minute are more, like you cleaning up this wave is more souls per minute than you farming these camps up here. So whenever there's a wave coming into you or crashing, you want to take that. You kind of want to treat farm as like a bonus to waves and not as a substitute. So I would say definitely you could be here for this wave. I mean, your pocket, yeah, honestly, with your pocket here, I think you could have saved this tower if you're here. So I'd say that's definitely the first, like, I mean, not a major mistake I've seen from you, but a bigger mistake is just, I think not being here for these minions, you lost more souls even than if this camp had been up, and then on top of that, you lost your tower. Great getting the denies, though. That's good to see. For the minions, it's good. Staying up here, I would jump, yeah, perfect, jump it down, run for the stun. You get him furnace ulted, that's, oh, he misses. I was gonna say it's unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, well played. I like jumping down there when you see him go down in your pocket. It's well played. I mean, I don't know if you kept your pocket alive because he's a pocket, but it is good. You got a lot more damage on the Bebop. At this point, I would say you're a little autopilot-y with this farm. Yeah, because he's getting nice. I would say, honestly, if the Bebop's pushing wave, it's better to do what he did, where he noticed you were pushing wave, and he immediately stopped and started looking for denies. Because wave's gonna... Oh god, I just saw your pocket's gonna go for an ult or some shit. Because wave's on his side. What you want to do is the second you see Bebop's pushing that, it is great to just stop, like walk back, just focus on denies, and then the wave's going to push into you. You can come back here, you can melee it, you can collect it. I mean, I guess with Bebop, maybe you can't melee it if he's still playing aggressively, but 9 out of 10 times, if you let the wave push back here, like in front of Walker, but still at bridge, he's going to walk back, and you just get a couple extra denies, and you get the secures guaranteed. Your pockets, yeah, I mean, yeah, you see your pocket throw out, so you know it's gonna go out, you come up here, you need to farm this camp, that's good. Like, I mean, yeah, you're a pocket, so you should, or not pocket, you're a 7, so you should just be farming. Like, the only thing I would say is, like, it'd be nice to see an impact on their lanes, but at the end of the day, you are a 7, and, like, it's not bad to farm, like, just farm and, like, not ignore the other lanes completely. Like, that's completely fine gameplay as a, Wraith, 7... Infernus, Haze, any of those characters are just hyper farmy. But 7 is not, like, obviously with Haze, she's very weak early. 7 is not as bad early. You could be looking to help your team. I like this farm. We'll see. I mean, there's one thing. I'm curious how you'll path, because right now, like, you have 7 ult up. 7 ult, not that. Like, it's useful. It's not great, though, right? I mean, I think everyone knows that it's one of the like less good ults in the game, right? So if I see I have 7's ult up at this point, which you might have had it up even here, like I'm trying to make my way to basement. Like just wherever your pathing is, like you could path, do like these camps, take rope, grab this, grab tier 1, and then come here to basement. You come down in basement, right? I mean, I'm sure you've seen this where you just ult down here, get the entire camp, farm pretty quickly. Because honestly, like you might be able to use your ult for other things, but it's not, like you're not going to do that much. Also, bridge buffs are up, which I will get a little more macro. Like, it's one thing a lot of new players, sorry, I hiccup. One thing a lot of new players don't know or don't respect enough is how valuable these bridge wells are. They're worth like a 3k soul item and they last 2 minutes. So it is very, very strong to get both on your team. I would say as a sevens, again, it's kind of thing where you're hyper farming, so it's not like it's not terrible to just farm and kind of ignore them, but it is like getting these buffs are very huge for your team, especially if you like get both of them and then do earn. So they're forced to fight. Well, you have like a 6k advantage like in your pocket just out of these buffs, especially if you get like, I don't know, Wraith with gun buff or something. It just does an insane amount of damage. So I'll get a little more macro about gun buffs later, but right now I think since you are sevens, it's fine to just be like, you know, farming these and kind of hoping your team gets the buffs. Or not. I mean, yeah, we see if I would say, yeah. I mean, it looks like you're heading right to basement. You might be doing exactly what I said like you should do. Let's see. Have you farmed this? Oh, wow, perfect. Yeah, this is perfectly played. Like, also, even pathing to this lane is better than the path I illustrated. Focusing more camps, I forgot about lanes. So yeah, this is perfect. Let's see. Grab these boxes. Yeah, farm this camp. I mean, this is great so far. Like, there are some, like I said, there has been some minor things in lane with, like, I would say right now the most egregious thing I've seen from you, which I mean, egregious is a strong word, but just like the biggest thing I'd say for you to focus on is just the positioning has been a bit like been positioned a little poorly. But right now, I mean, this is good. Gonna grab boxes from Metro. That's great. Oh, okay. I do actually have a minor thing. So if you're, especially in farming boxes in Metro, is like you do not need to shoot them. What you should be doing is walking up, rolling, and then sliding into them to break them. You'll clear them a lot quicker and you won't have to reload. You just like walk up. You walk up like this. Sorry, well, hopefully eventually I hope to have either like 2 instances of Deadlock open or like have this be in like a different software or something. So that way I can actually like open an instance of Deadlock and demonstrate this, but it'd be a pain to leave the replay and then do this. But you just walk up, you dash, you roll. I mean, it's not like this is hard. You can just, well, like, you know, like probably do this first try. But you break it with a slide, and it is much quicker, and it doesn't cause you to reload. It's also, for this one, instead of shooting it, you should just be walking up and meleeing it. It's quicker. Again, quicker doesn't make you reload. Like right here, I would say you should almost... There are spots where you want to shoot boxes, but in Metro, you pretty much never want to shoot them. You either want to be slide breaking them or light melee breaking them. This is good. I mean, you can shoot that fine. Like, shooting these is fine, but it is better to melee them, I would say. Because, I mean, it's about, like, the same speed. You don't have to reload. This is good. I mean, I would say... although I can't see. Maybe, yeah, I think he might have had that ability on cooldown. Only thing I would say is, if the replay isn't glitched, is you could have just used your chain lightning ability and then just shot the big creep and let the chain lightning take out the other ones and saved yourself like a second or two. Minor thing, but it adds up when you're farming. A good kill. I mean, yeah, you're gonna grab their farm, perfect with your team there. Squeeze the Calvin nade, Calvin's on our team, so we don't have to think about that. Oh yeah, there's Haze. I don't mind the melees. One thing, I mean, yeah, melees are fine. Could have a melee. Yeah, I mean, you're getting him, that's good. I would... Are you... Okay, minor thing, but I think you did. Unless, if your ball full farm this camp, that's crazy. Okay, no, this... Wait, did it... Okay, your ball full farmed the camp except one, which is actually good to leave just one alive so the camp doesn't respawn for later. I'm sure you know this, but leaving, like, one creep alive here, it makes it so the camp won't respawn until they kill all the creeps, which since it's farm on their side, it's good, and it just, like, kind of denies them more farm. So I guess, I mean, honestly, I didn't think Seven's ball would farm at all, but I guess it's just very farmy. I mean, I do, you mentioned in your, in a comment that you had kind of switched to Abrams to break the streak, which is, I mean, it is good and obviously have a lot more impact because right now, like, I mean, you're playing, like, this is good Sevens gameplay, but it is pretty, like, boring, like, and tedium of just kind of farming. And, like, it is, I will say, if you're playing a farmy character, you are going to improve... And this is my personal opinion, right? I'm sure people will disagree with this, but I do think if you're playing with a farming character, you're going to improve at a slower rate than if you're playing a character that's like constantly fighting. Because I think if you're playing with your mechanics at least, I think if you're playing with a character that's constantly fighting, you're just going to be like getting that, like, you know, that rolling the cover stuff I mentioned earlier. You're just going to get that more ingrained. You're going to get that ingrained more quickly. But playing a farming character can be better for macro. I do think the trade-off's like kind of slower. You like a small edge on macro versus playing like a super fighty character gives a pretty significant edge on micro. Come in here. We want to see just Walker. I mean, this is fine. Honestly, I would say, like, you have Haze dead. Your team doesn't really need you to come to this. Like, but I think it's... Oh, no, you did back off, yeah. kind of, yeah, you're going for tier 3s. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I like that you're getting a camp where you're... Oh, wait, they did just fall off immediately. Oh, wait, no, I'm fucking stupid. They didn't set them up. I apologize. It's kind of disconcerting using this map, but there were 3 here on your side. So yeah, this is good. You don't go too deep. You don't grab those tier 3s, which honestly, I would say... Yeah, I would say the better play here is like you should be grabbing these tier 3s or these tier 3s rather than trying to steal rather than like splitting the wave with your viscous. Because there's just like a lot. For one, you mean obviously the viscous. If no one's gonna catch this wave, getting the wave is a good play. But since viscous is gonna catch it anyway, like you don't. I mean, like your team as a net gets no soul bonus by you doing this. Versus if you had farmed the tier 3s, you could have gotten a pretty big bonus. Come over this tower. I mean, Grey Talon's here. We get him out. It's a good viscous punch. Going pretty aggressive. That's a good stun. We knocked down him. I mean, yeah, I like chasing hard here. He looks pretty... Oh no, I cannot see his level at all. Okay. I assume he is low, but we can't see his health. You're coming up. I think that's fine. I mean, you don't need to go up on that rope. You could just like roll past tower. We're getting tower. I mean, I think this is good for getting tower, but as a 7, like, it does take you a while with this Grey Talon. So personally, I would say once you see the Grey Talon, like, yes, you can take the tower, but for one, you're brute forcing, and for two, like, if I'm the enemy team and I see the 2 of you here and you're taking this long to kill tower, like, I'm sending 2 more. I'm sending, like, Benedicta, Calvin, whoever to come, like, wait, that's your team. I'm sending, like, Bebop, Hayes, whoever. Especially, I mean, as solo Hayes could just walk up on you, and obviously you see her right now. But I would just say, you are taking a while to siege this tower, which gives them a chance to collapse. And then also, it's just, like... better. It's kind of better for you to just have farm tier 3s. We see bird, yeah. It's fine. Viscous is TPing. What are we gonna do? Oh, no talons here. We're going to the fight. I mean, if you farm... Oh, the tier 3s are dead. Yeah, I mean, at this point... Oh, no, they are here. They're not showing up on map for some reason. That's a new VOD glitch, I guess. I think it's like, honestly, I'd say normally you're never going to contribute to this fight, but I think it's fine assuming you are teleporting because you want to farm these. I think it's fine. So let's see. Oh, wow. Never mind. He is full HP. We get him. Nice. We're pushing wave. Again, I would say, I mean, like, I'm kind of rehashing, but like these tier 3s are very strong, especially because since they're kind of neutral, you're denying them from the enemies too. Not like fully denying them, but you are preventing your enemies from farming them. You go church. Again, church is fine. I just like I can't stress enough that these tier 3s sitting here like that long is a little unfortunate. Especially because like yeah, now with Bebop they aren't that farmable. I mean, you're ready to push him off. You might be going for him. Let's see. I mean he's okay, yeah. He's pretty aggressive right now. We're poking him. I mean I would say as a 7 this is a little more like, I don't think you're ever, even with Vindicta comes, you don't have real kill pressure on this Bebop because he's close to tower. I mean, I guess with their tether, maybe, but I feel like 9 times out of 10, you aren't going to kill this Bebop. Also, we don't have that much information, so there could be more coming. I would say, I mean, you could, like, I don't know, you could come just get these, like, it's pretty dangerous to get these tier 3s at this point. I'm just kind of stuck on them, but you could come back to rope and try to farm some of this, get your own tier 3s. I'd say that poke, I mean, again, it's minor. You probably only lose like 10 seconds, but that time, I mean, you'll notice I'm like calling it a lot of, or a few like second differences that it adds up. You get these, I mean, this is, your dynamo's here, your wave's pushing. This is good, I would say, with wave pushing. Yeah, you're spamming balls. They grab burn, this is good. I would say now, if you want to fight, like now's the time to TP back, but I don't mind focusing farm. Like I would say we see a lot of them here. We know one has Urn. We know for instance here, pushing this wave is good. Just try to get it under their walker. And then just wait for the Urn fight. You're going to your sieging walker. I would say this is a bit dangerous, yeah, because then Geist comes here. You live, but I would say you're pretty much never gonna actually get the kill on this walker since they're running Urn. Their whole team is starting to move this way. And it's good to get wave into walker, but at that point you should be backing up. Let's see, yeah, you come here, you want to fight this. The Grey Talon. I feel like I would assume you're going for the heavy melee on here, and that's like a plan like this. This is a bit unfortunate. You're pretty far out. That's kind of a positioning thing where you want a little aggressive on the Grey Talon. In this position, I would say it's almost better to try to hide and like melee it off him when he gets closer. But I mean, they could bring more, so that's kind of a preference thing. We should not be back out of this fight here. This is pretty bad. Like, I mean, I know we're half, but like we're a 7. We should be sitting like right. I mean, I don't know, right here or not here, right? Like, I don't know. They're playing pretty defensive. But we should be sitting like somewhere all along this bridge, just trying to hurl balls at them. Because like you're low, but like you're not. You're a character that can still have value. I mean, right here, yeah. Throw a ball, yeah, that's good. You don't need to be backing off though. Like, throw a ball at Bebop, yes, it's good. In Dynamo maybe. Let's see, defense game. You should not. Yeah, like right here, when they still have Urn and this fight's going on, you should not be farming this camp. Like I would say, farming on 7s and letting your team take care of it isn't that bad normally, but like in an Urn fight, like especially right next to the fight, you need to be coming up here, like trying to fight. Yeah, you're grabbing Urn. This is fine. I mean, this is like your teammate's gonna kill this guy. Yeah, you cash it. Nice. Oh, he actually gets a decent amount of denies of that bird. So, I mean, I think that's fine. But would just say we want to, like, we played a little, I think playing passive when you're half HP is fine. But I'd say you played a little too passive, because they don't have, I mean, I guess they have Shiv execute, but obviously he has to go pretty deep on you to get that execute. I would say we should just be playing like a little more aggressive with the ball throwing, and then not be farming during a team fight. Like, that's definitely a misplay. Boosting back. I don't know about this boost. I mean, we gotta pick. We don't see enough of them for a boost. If we saw like all of them on this side of map, I would say the boost is fine. But right now, I think it's just fine. Like, it's better just to like take the normals if. I mean, you're getting the double boost back at least, I suppose. Oh no, you're not. You're going for TP. Yeah, that boost is bad. I'd say like boosting for that small distance is not worth it unless you're boosting into something. Your team is fighting, you want to farm, I mean that's fine. Again, these tier 3s aren't showing up on the map, which is a little bit unlucky. But yeah, and that's fine. Let your team fight, just farm. You're sitting on a lot at this point though. Like, I assume you want a 6k item, that's why you're sitting on this much, but after this, like, you should be beelining a shop right now. Like, and right now, I mean, these tier 3s, like, it's fine. It's not ideal. Like, you want them, sure, but you need to be basing right now. Like, you have so much money, you cannot be sitting on this much. I assume you're going to base now, right? No, okay, this is, I mean, this is a pretty bad misplay. You're going into a team fight with a 1.200 or 1.2k bag, and you're sitting on almost 9k. This is not great. It's like, yeah. Like, imagine, for one, you're not doing, I mean, you literally have almost half of your net worth in souls you're sitting on. So in this fight, like, even though you have this many souls, you are basically 10k souls to all of them. So like, against, you are going to lose a 1v1 to pretty much everyone in this fight. And on top of that, you have almost like, you have like a 1200 bag, which is just not good. Like, yeah, you can do some supportive stuff with the stun, but I mean, if they kill you or turn this fight, it's really bad. You're walking back. I mean, yeah, you want to throw a ball here. Yeah, that's good. You're shooting them. I mean, like, we got the kills. Also right now, I would say I actually talked about this briefly in my last video. Is there's kind of this, like, there's these boxes. It was actually such a pain for me to highlight them in DaVinci last time, so I'm not gonna highlight them again. But there's like these boxes right here, like on the 2 middle lanes, like basically in between the 2 walkers on the middle lanes, where you'll fight pretty often. And once you get this, like post 18 minutes, I would say right now you want to be like spam pinging mid boss or saying in game like, let's go mid. 9 times out of 10, your team is gonna say no. But you have 4 dead. I mean, you do have to be afraid of Infernus ult for the steal. But we have, I mean, to stop it, we have like Dynamo knock up, Kelvin slow, Vindicta tether. Like, with our whole team alive, like if we're just playing like scouting and like stopping him from getting in, there's no chance he's going to like get in. Also, we have Kelvin ult. Like, yeah, I mean, this is, mid boss is definitely the play here. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna ping this, and your team's gonna either not listen or say no. But I think the correct play right here is to call mid boss. Even though, I mean, I am talking, you are sitting on a lot, and your bag's actually giant. I do think it is the correct play to call mid boss, because they aren't gonna get you. Like, if you get 5 on mid boss meleeing at this point in the game, they have a chance to steal with Infernus ult, but they're not gonna get kills. They're not gonna win the team fight. But I think it's definitely the play to at least call mid boss. Also, I think you're pathing to secret shop right now, but you need to be shopping at this point. Like a 3k bag is insane. Yeah, you're pathing to secret. Okay. I mean, you're gonna get a lot here. Let's see. I'm curious what your first item will be. Let's see if you. It looks like improved burst. You buy, or not improved burst, improved spirit, and then you build that into boundless spirit. This is good, but the one thing I'll say is since you first went improved spirit, that is a 3k item, maybe 4k if you didn't have the prerequisite, which I didn't pay attention if you had. But it is a 3k item. You did not need to be setting up this many souls for a 3k item. Like you should have just come back to the shop when you were like 3-4k and grabbed it. Get these camps, good. Again, bridge buffs are up. I hope you're going for this buff. I mean, your team's fighting. I mean, they're respawning. I think personally, I think the correct play is to grab this buff, get back on rope, go to your team. But I understand the want to just get to your team immediately. I don't think it's objectively better to grab that bridge buff. But I mean, your Viscous is falling back at full HP. Like it seems like we're kind of, yeah, you're the most aggressive right now. Like your team's starting to fall back. You're kind of continuing to push them in. Yeah, and then you die for it. Yeah, I mean it's good. Oh no, you do still have a giant bag. That's unfortunate. I mean, let's start with first off, that's a telepath looks weird. First off, bridge buff is up, which I would say it's pretty, like I said before, it's pretty important to get those. And then secondly, once you're on the rope and you see the Viscous coming back, I would start looking at map and being like, oh, it looks like we are falling back. It looks like our team is making the decision to come back because you see the Viscous leaving. And then just come back. And then thirdly, like I didn't look at your bag, but you did have a 2k bag. You shouldn't be looking for a team fight there at any point. You should just be playing hyper passive, playing back. You could even keep farming and then try to get enough souls. You honestly almost had enough for a 3k item. So the only way to secure unsecured souls is obviously, well, first way is obviously to wait. But the second way is to just buy something that costs like close to that amount and it will secure however much you need to spend to buy it. So I'd say you could also just farm so you can afford a 3k item, buy a 3k item. Right now you do have a lot of open slots. If you don't know, like tier 1, can I open shop? I can't. Okay. Tier 1 items, like just by the stats they provide with like weapon damage and stuff. Like if you notice, I mean this is like a 500 item for 6% weapon damage. Well, this gives 10 weapon damage at 1,250. Also, I'm talking about this little like pop-up bubble. If you don't know, basically getting an item, just filling a slot with it gives this buff like 6% weapon damage, 10, the marks ones over 14 and 18. But these give the strongest buff. Weapon damage for combat items, base. Oh, I thought it was regen, but I guess it's base health for vitality items, and spirit power for spirit items, right? So it is kind of important to fill your slots here. Like, I mean, you have a flex slot. We are very fed at this point in the game. We have how many souls? Let's see. We have 21k souls. Actually, not that fed. I guess we just saved a lot, so I felt like we were a lot more ahead than we were. Oh, I guess because you lost that 2k bag. Yeah, you'd be at like 23k right now, which would be pretty good. But I'd say you should be, if you're not planning to fill these with like a 2k item, you should be slotting something in here, and you should be kind of filling your slots. Especially like 21 minutes into the game, your first flex slot should not be open. Like I know you obviously had saved a lot of souls, but I'd say you should just like have, hopefully, I mean, you might do it next buy, but make sure to like kind of have your inventory full by like 20-ish minutes. And then you just want to obviously sell the tier 1s so you get better stuff. But it is better to buy tier 1s and then sell them than to not have them at all. Because even though you lose like 250 souls, you get a pretty substantial spike. Like for 500 souls, if you were to buy like, I don't know what's that good on, like Hollow Point Ward, right? You get like, if you're healthy, you get 22% extra weapon damage, you get an extra spirit, like 100 extra spirit shield. On top of that, you get 6% extra weapon damage and the spirit power. Like that is good just to toss in your slot for, even if you're going to sell it like 10 minutes later. It's just a pretty significant advantage, and it'll make you do camps faster too. I mean, we have Urn, we're trying to, or they have Urn. Oh, Urn's in their base, that sucks. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're dropping back. The right play is just to let them have it. I'm sure in the next patch on this coming Thursday, I'm sure they will nerf the Urn being in your base thing. Either they'll make it a little closer, or they will make it a higher threshold, or they will change the threshold somehow, because obviously it is too extreme right now. Like, they just delivered that Urn, and now they're basically equal. I mean, and it was in their base, so you couldn't have prevented it. Like, that's just stupid, and that's unlucky. That's just kind of the current patch thing. But it is the right call to just give it to him there. Yeah, I mean, again, we're just, you know, farming waves more. This is good. I mean, it's not... Seven's gameplay is not the most high octane, but, you know, you're getting your job done. Yeah, right here, like, you have a lot of souls. This is the perfect opportunity. You just stop and shop. You either buy, like, 1 or 2 1.2k items. Obviously, you're not, like, you don't have souls right now, but you could probably hit those boxes and get enough. Or do a metro run if you really needed. And you could get, like I said, I don't know, Hollow Point Ward, or I don't know, something. Just, like, kind of fill in your slots a little more. These gaps are... like pretty substantial weaknesses. We see Haze, he's ulted. I don't know. I guess it's not okay. I have some kind of audio glitch right now. My apologies. I think this is a VOD thing. This is a fine fight. Yeah, I mean, we're killing him. We're just kind of cleaning up. Yeah, this is fine. We want to push this. I mean, again, we only got 2, so and okay, the issue is we don't have a walker in this lane. We don't have prio on any other lanes. I think we have to call mid boss here, surely, because like we aren't gonna get anything else with the deaths. Like Viscous might get this walker, but right now, like we are putting 4 down a lane with no walker. This is bad. We need to either be splitting to the second middle lane or the left or right lane. Or I mean, like I said, mid boss is probably the right call. You got 2. You could even bait mid boss, try to force a fight. But again, like I said, I think most times you're going to ping mid-boss, your team is going to not listen or say no, but I think it's important to cement those fundamentals of understanding, like, hey, this is when I should do mid-boss. So when you get in the elo of teams who actually listen, you're, like, ready to call it at good times. Because right now, I mean, you're stealing their farm, that's good, right? Your team's fighting, which is not. But you're stealing their farm, that's good. There's not that much, like... But if we're getting 2 picks, you're really not getting anything off of it. Okay, you're pushing this into Walker now. But it's, I mean, I assume Wraith's about to respawn, like... Okay, we get Walker, so never mind. We do get a Walker, but I do think they could have prevented that pretty easily, and that's the type of thing where it's more their misplay than us playing good. Because if they had just stalled, like they have, I don't know, I mean, they have Bebop Puck under Walker. Like, if they had just seen, like, hey, this wave is getting pushed by Viscous, we're going to send a lot of people here because there's no objective in this lane, and they'd, like, given these base guardians, or gotten their kill and then rotated here immediately, they probably could have prevented you from getting that Walker, or at least taken more with you. So it's just, I mean, like I said, I do think it's the right play to go to that Walker, but I think it's a little less right than trying to call mid-boss, if that makes sense. Right now, yeah, I assume we're just going to do a farming trip. I have noticed, like, no one in this game... I don't think these camps have gone down at any point. Like, we should be doing these camps right now. I'm curious if we will. No, we're not. Like, yeah, right now, we need to be, like, just coming... Instead of pathing this way, we need to be jumping up here. Going here, grabbing these boxes, whatever, right? Like, these are great boxes. Coming in here. We want to farm this. We want to come over here. And we want to get this camp and then head back. Because these camps, I mean, they're tier 2 camps. They're a decent amount of souls. And for some reason... I haven't, I don't know if this is like an Archon thing or like but in general, I'm actually curious if you like know if you could, like comment this, like, or if anyone else is in this elo or in like, just any elo and they know in general, like at what point the break off is, like, do people kind of ignore these camps? Like these camps, like I'm noticing these side camps are up a lot. I mean, in general, they have a lot of camps up. I think the Infernus is not really doing the job he should of like high performing, but I'm actually really curious. Do people tend to ignore these like side camps in like Archon or like middle elo? I guess I don't really. I've never seen that air texture before. I'm not really sure like what to call the elos yet. Okay, we're going to this fight. Oh, that's great. Yeah, good summon Bebop, focusing Bebop. I mean, yeah, this is good. We get him Kelvin. Oh, we fuck up our Kelvin Dome. That's unfortunate. I mean, you're fighting, you're balling them. This is good. Oh, that sign, man. That sign has killed me so many times. Oh, quantum entanglement save. Oh shit. Oh, unlucky, man. I fucking hate this sign. I used to play Lash a lot. The amount of times I ulted and this sign blocked my ult is like ridiculous. That's unfortunate. I think, yeah, let's look at that fight a bit more because I do think it might have been a little preventable. I wasn't paying that much attention to minimap. Oh, I got my audio back. That's good. Yeah, we see Haze splitting. We don't have Viscous. I think this is a fine fight. Is this just an execution error? I mean, your Kelvin ult is bad. That's unfortunate. But we're like we're 4v3 right now. Great Talon's behind us with Urn. I mean, this is fine. We really want this bebop though. And then I mean, Jesus, guys just does so much damage. Then we get punched into the sign. We get a bomb on us. Is it? Oh, we get a double bomb. It's the fucking spirits bebop. So we just take a lot. I would say, I mean, at the point, I think this is a little bit of sunk cost fallacy on your part. Like, the point where we fuck up this Kelvin Dome, I think we just have to be like, hey, like, we're not going to kill these people. And we just need to back off. Like, I think at this point, you're kind of playing a little aggressive. I think your team... let's see if they enable you. Okay, they are also playing aggressive. So it's not like your whole team is kind of playing aggressive. But I'd say at this point, you just be like, hey, we're not going to kill these people. There's 3 of them. Oh, Shiv's coming. I could use this as a thumbnail at some point. We have 3 coming. We know our Vindictus split. Their Haze was here. Oh, yeah, Haze is about to join the fight, too. Because Haze was split, and then she came up here. Obviously, it is very difficult to pay attention to the minimap in fights. I fully understand that. But I think one thing you need to do, and one thing I'd recommend in general for most players, but one thing I have noticed for you is I recommend, like, right here, the second that dome goes down, what I like to do, what I think you do, is just hold S for, like, literally 2 seconds and just glance at minimap and look at minimap state. And then you could see, like, hey, we don't have Haze in here anymore. We can see clearly 2 of our teammates aren't in this fight. This fight is bad. When we saw Haze and we were just kind of negative, it was fine. But we see 2 teammates who are not making any effort to come to this fight. This fight is bad. It's a small thing, but it really helps to just take a second. If you have that small breather, or like with that Kelvin Dome missing, where you're like, hey, like you just to take a second and be like, hey, I need to step back and reassess this fight. It can be very beneficial. But yeah, I mean, the getting punched into the slime sucks. Like I said, that's just unlucky. Not much you can do to prevent that. Let's see, let's skip to when you are alive again. Okay, close enough. So they kill 2 of us. It's not, they don't do mid or anything, so it's not that bad. I mean, yeah, also to be fair, we did get bursted pretty hard by guys. Wow, she does not have that much. I'm noticing, okay, I want to actually show the Shiv's build as an example. Or is there someone on your team? It might be better because you have 2 flex slots. Dynamo's build is good. Like, you notice how him having every slot filled and he has like a lot of tier 1 items. His build's actually a little weird. But like, or like Goo Boy. Like, yeah, he has like, he has 3 tier 1 life items, which you did on buying spirit armor, but this might you have 2 open flex slots and 1 open like gun slot. Like, I mean, oh god, like this Kelvin, like, this looks awful, by the way. It's like someone who's just like who's like looking at this match and like I see this build and I can immediately tell, hey, this Kelvin is a like low, this guy is not that good. Because the fact that he has nothing in these gun slots, like having 1, you could be like, okay, maybe they're saving for something, maybe they like just, you know, I haven't bought one this game. But when you see a game like a player like this where they have the majority open, it's like, okay, this guy is not good. If he doesn't want to buy a single gun item, just buy 3 tier 1 gun items or 4 tier 1 gun items and never think about it again. It costs 2,000 souls, 1,050 more for him. It will up your damage by 18% plus all the buffs they give you. It is very significant. But I would say for you, like, we have 2 flex slots, so we should be like cramming in, I don't know, some kind of, I mean, we could have a spirit item or 2 in these flex slots. We could have like I don't know, like I said, I think Hollow Point Ward is good. You have a barrier already, so it just adds more health to that Enchanter's Barrier. Their comp, obviously, Enchanter's Barrier is nice. I mean, yeah, again, Chain Lightning, you activate it, you clear the wave a little faster. Oh, well, there's Great Talonix, you'd also poke him too. You get some denies on him, I think. That sun is giant, damn. Goo Balls behind you, yeah, this is fine. 2v2 right now. At this point, this is another moment where I'd say, like, when you're vaulting this, or you could take a step back and assess the fight. Right now, obviously, we don't see anyone on minimap, but I did glance and see Haze had kind of joined this fight. So there is a chance we get Haze ulted. We're chasing... This is kind of deep. We got to keep in mind, I'm not sure how much you play MOBAs, but there's this concept called strong side and weak side. Strong side is where you have the majority of your team. Like, we want to take a fight on our strong side. We do not want to take a fight on our weak side. So I think going for that Great Talon is fine. But at this point, you have no support. Your whole team's over here. You have absolutely no support. And you 2 are going very deep. Like, at this point, you need to be like, hey, we just need to back the fuck out. Because there's a high probability you guys are going to get collapsed on or die for this. And because you have no teammates to back you up, it's just really dangerous. There's Haze Sleep. Just going to press ult, right? Yeah. She kind of fucked up her ult. But you have no stamina. I mean, you live for it, which is... Oh, maybe not. She hates fixation. We have Stormcloud. I mean, I'm not a sevens player. She might be able to burst you through it. But if she's gonna chase you, like double jump, Stormcloud, try to fight her in charge isn't bad. Let's see. I mean, it does look like she's getting pushed back. Viscous is ulting her. You get away. Yeah, I mean, you get away. You don't need a Stormcloud there. Let's see. Yeah, if you farm. I mean, you two don't get punished for that. That's the type of thing where just because you get rewarded for a play doesn't mean it's the correct play. So I'd be very mindful of the fact that you can get like chasing that deep when you have no teammates nearby or you're on like, you know, what's called weak side is very, very dangerous. You're gonna grab these tier 3s, I assume. Yeah. It's a good play to grab them. Vindicta comes. I would say this is a random note. I assume you're like a chill player, but like never like, I mean, I know you're playing 7, so it's pretty troll for that Vindicta to come and like kind of steal some of your farm. But just never, like, if someone comes to steal your farm, always be chill with it. Like, never flame, it will, like, or never get upset. It will, like, never play to your advantage. It will just break their mental. They'll play worse. You'll get upset. You'll play worse. This is not at all directed at you. I'm sure you're a positive player, but just in general for anyone watching. And if you do, because, like, I mean, like, that Vindicta is, like, that is a bad play for her to steal your farm. Kind of pretty, no, I mean, not objectively, but pretty, I would say it's pretty bad for her to steal your farm there. And pretty selfish of her. You just never flame her for them. I like that Kelvin grabbing bag. Like again, bag shot. That's pretty objective. That bag should be on you and not the Kelvin. But it's whatever, right? You just gotta be like, all right. Because that's kind of thing with solo queue is a lot of people have ego. Oh, that hook almost hit. A lot of people have egos. A lot of people are gonna play like that. Getting down. Oh, that's a good stun or salvator. We need to back up. Right? Yeah, we're just running now, right? Our team lost. Yeah, perfect. Cutting our losses. Our team lost this fight. We don't win it. One thing I'll say, which I think I didn't comment enough, is obviously the lower in ranking you get, the later the first mid boss is going to be done. But we've been winning a lot of team fights, and we're 32 minutes in, and the mid boss has not been touched. Like, this game should not be allowed to go to an hour, but I think it is because we just, like, no one has got a mid boss. Like, right now, I'm assuming they're going to do mid boss. If they don't, they're insane. But like, this is you honestly. Another thing is right here, they killed 3 of you near mid. My read is, okay, they're gonna mid boss. This depends on your playstyle, how egotistical you want to be. I tend to do this because like I said, I have an ego. What I would do is I would path up here, whatever, right, drop down. I would come here, and then I would come sit in this vent, and I would just like crouch hide here. When you step, if you don't know, when you step up here, it like forces you out. But if you just crouch hide here, you can wait, and then if they do mid boss, you wait till it spawns, you jump out, and you just try to steal the shit. You jump as you reach the end to jump over this barrier, and then you just try to melee the shit and steal it. It's not. If you were in like a scrim, it is not a great play. Although you're a 7s, actually, if you're a decent 7s, you could probably put a star on yourself and do it and make it guaranteed too. I didn't even think about that, but like, well, actually, it's like the cracked 7s would probably know the timing for that. That's not like if you're a decent 7. That's like if you're in a turn of 7s. But anyway, that'd be a great thing to learn. But also, like, if you do this, like I said, I mean, it doesn't look like they're on mid boss. This is unfortunate. They should 100% be mid bossing here. But if you have an ego like I do, and you think you are better than all of these players, you can get the rejuve before them, I recommend going for it. It's not objectively the right play. It's not objectively the worst play. Okay, so I ended up getting interrupted here and editing most of the video, and I wanted to continue the VOD. I ended up screaming through a little bit of the rest of the match, but at this point the video is also over an hour, so I feel like I have to call it at this point because it's just a little too long. I honestly don't mind getting a longer VOD, especially on the weekend. I said extra time. It was fun to do, like this much of a review, but I definitely feel like I have to call the video at the point where it hits an hour. I might try to trim it down to more than that, but we'll see. But anyway, these are just kind of some of the main points I found when reviewing your gameplay, which was in laning stage, I just felt like your positioning, you postured a little aggressively when your teammate was hyper passive, which also kind of plays into the teammate awareness, where I would say when you're in lane, if you want to improve, one thing to really focus on is just constantly like be looking at many, pay attention to like, where is my teammate? If my teammate's posturing passive, I should be posturing passive. If he's aggressive, I should be aggressive. And especially just like I said, that also ties in with positioning, and then also just making sure you always kind of keep cover in between you and the Infernus. You got a couple angles on you where you just got a big burn, and then also, you know, positioning to avoid that bebop hook. In the mid game, I would say I noticed you were sitting on a lot of souls a lot and very consistently. You would get up to like 9. At one point, I think you got to 11k souls before you spent. It is very important to spend like, I mean, if you want a 3k item, spend when you get like 3, 4k. If you're saving for a 6, obviously you save longer. But it's very important to buy an item when you can afford it, if it's the next item you want, and not to wait, because you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage, especially when you're playing Sevens, who's a hyper farming character. So you're also like losing yourself if you like you're holding a bigger bag. So if you lose that bag, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. We saw you lose a 2k bag. So I'd say it's very important for you to just try, when you're playing your games normally, just try to constantly be like, you're just glancing at your souls, or like thinking, hey, how many souls do I have? What item do I want next? How many souls do I need? And also that kind of ties into farming, so you know your power spikes of like, hey, I don't really want to fight with my team right now. I want to farm because I'm like 1k away from escalating exposure, which is a big power spike, right? Or hey, I just bought like a big item or have a ton of souls. Let's go buy and then let's go fight with my team. I would also say the reason this VOD was allowed to stretch out to an hour was because there was just no mid bosses. And hey, you might have been calling it in voice chat. I don't know. Obviously, I can't hear voice chat. But I would say after like 22 minutes, if you get like, just to put a golden rule, right? After, I'll say 24 if I'm trying to put a golden rule. After 24 minutes, if you get more than 3 picks and you are nearish mid boss, like in the either of the 2 duo lanes, or just kind of in the middle or mid boss area, you should 100% be doing, or calling mid boss there, be doing mid boss there. I guess also I should say, assuming you have more than like, I don't know, if you have at least like a 1 to 2 player advantage on the enemy, right? Like if you've killed 3 of them and you still have 5 alive, it's good. If you've killed 4 of them and you have 4 alive, that's good, right? And you should be calling it and doing it. Also, you will make bad mid boss calls. You will make calls where your teams will get upset with you. You'll make mistakes, but the best way to learn when to call mid boss is by just kind of brute forcing it and making those bad calls. Which is very important to be calling mid boss more, because I honestly think you could have won this game if you had just used pressed your early advantage a little more into doing more mid bosses. Thirdly, there was a lot of times you had just empty item slots. You didn't fill that the 4th weapon slot for a long time. I actually didn't check if you filled it at the end, but it went open for a very, very long time. And I would say, if you know you're not going to fill that, like if you have like, I don't know, like I said, your 4th weapon slot, if you're like, hey, I'm not going to fill this for at least 10 minutes, just toss in a hollow point ward. If you are sitting on 2 flex slots, like toss in something. Like you can sit on 1 open flex slot, or like if you're building for an item or getting something expensive, but it is very important to fill your slots, especially like post, I don't know, 25 minutes. Very important to have all your slots filled, even if they're just like cheap items you're going to sell later, because small items give a big buff. And then next, I feel like there's a lot of times where those edge camps, those like on the right side, those back right camps on the edge would go unfarmed, or you would kind of, I mean, you did farm the middle tier 3s pretty often, but I feel like at the start there was that one time where you like took TP like 3 times and didn't farm any of them until the end. So I would say make sure not to forget about those camps. Those camps are very good. They're very farmable, right? I mean, I guess they're a little slower to path to, but those camps, I mean, they're camps, right? You want to be looking for those. You want to be farming them, especially when you're nearby. Like as a 7s, there's a lot of times, not a lot of times this game I saw, but there was at least a couple where you would reset and you'd go down that side lane and you would just ignore the edge camps, where it's like you could just hop off that rope, farm the 2 edge camps quickly, hop back on. You probably lose like, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds, and you get, making of a number, 600 souls. And lastly, I think this is the hardest to do. So I had this last. But it's very, like in fights, you often are posturing like the most aggressively, or you'd get caught out because you were just the furthest up. And I'd say it's kind of important to like be checking map and understanding where your team is. I understand that's very hard in like, I mean, in a MOBA, or in like, you know, this chaotic like third person like shooter type of game. But I'd say a very good way to do it is just, if you get a second to think, a second break, like when Kelvin did that bad dome, or when you were chasing that great talon, you were mansling up chasing him, just take a second to either press S or just like glance at your minimap for a second and just look at your team. Also, one thing I really like to do, and as I've gotten in higher elo, I've started taking on this habit, and it has helped me so much, is I never would look like, you can only see your team's health like at the top of your screen. If you look at the top of your screen, you check like, hey, how healthy is my team? Which teammate needs help? It is very important. That's kind of just a side note, but I would say it's very important to be trying to check maps in fights and making sure you're not postured most aggressively. Because also 7, I mean, you with your Spirit Lifesteal, you're a little tanky, but you're not like hard frontline, right? So it's kind of bad to be that first engage and playing the most aggressively. I'd love to VOD review your Abrams game next. Like I said, I'm happy to do these longer ones, although I guess it might get more. It might be, I might have to VOD review less of them, especially as like, the week comes up. I still work like a full-time job, so I have like, a lot of work to do then. But on weekends, I have extra time and I'm happy to review these longer games. I don't mind if it's longer. If the VOD's like I said, I'll probably clickbait it. Like this is an hour long. It's not like, I don't care that it's an hour. I just think it'll get decent clicks, if I do that. And also since it's like an hour-long video, I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, the point is, I don't mind at all. I hope you watched this all. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to you because you are, I think this is my first real, I've kind of helped coach like my friends a little. This is my first real coaching another person besides myself or my friends. I really hope it was useful for you. I really hope you enjoy. I would love to help more. If it wasn't, then hey, I get it. Just, I get it if it wasn't helpful. But I think I brought a decent amount to the table. I think also in future, I'm going to cut these up a lot more, skip around the VODs a lot more, because I did not realize, I only spent 30 minutes in your game, and the video got to an hour, and I also edited, maybe 20 minutes out. So I pause and talk for a lot, and I definitely want to try to avoid doing that in future. So anyway, if you guys made it this far, I really hope you enjoyed. I had fun doing this. I hope to continue doing it. It's a little, time consuming, so we'll see. I hope to keep it up daily, but it might not. That might not be doable. I just be like every other day or something. Or we'll see. Maybe I'll do it like full VOD style where I don't even edit these and I just toss up the VOD. Maybe eventually be streamed one day. I don't know. But I enjoyed this. If you made it this far, I mean, you're probably asleep. So, sleep well. Nighty night. And as always, keep it real.